these 4 contestants have never seen the movie Clue, a mystery comedy film based on the famous board game. I am pitting them up against each other to see which of them can solve the mystery before the movie reveals it. Here's how it's going to work. I have locked all 4 of them in a room where they will be watching the movie Clue. At certain timestamps throughout the movie, I will hit pause and take them each one by one into a different room where they will lock in their prediction, their theory, their guess for who is the killer. Whoever manages to actually solve the mystery will win $100,000. I'm just joking. This is fake cash. This is not real. I'm not balling like that yet. But if everybody watches this video, maybe I could be. The real prize is that the winner of the competition will get to pick my YouTube banner for 30 days. It's not as life-changing, but still fun. Oh, and one more thing. Spoiler alert for the movie Clue.
Expecting Colonel. May I take your coat? It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, that's not my name. My name is Colonel.
Indeed, sir. But tonight, you may well feel obliged to my employer.
My contestants just watched the first 30 minutes of the movie Clue. In fact, we hit pause at exactly the 30-minute mark.
He kind of looks like a white Eddie Murphy. I thought he had like Jeremy Renner energy.
Now, we are about to jump in and hear their theories and who they think the killer is. But for those of you who have never seen the movie Clue and you still want to participate, here's a quick rundown of everything that we have learned in the first 30 minutes. We have met several characters so far. We have met the butler, Wadsworth. We've met the maid, Yvette, and we have met the cook, Mrs. Ho. We then have met the 6 house guests that have arrived to the party. Colonel Mustard, Miss White, Mr. Green, Professor Plum, Mrs. Peacock, Miss Scarlet, and Mr. Body. Now, these guests are using pseudonyms so that they're not giving away their real names. During dinner, all of the guests realize that all of them either work for the government or have some sort of connection to the government. For example, some of them are high-ranking government officials. Meanwhile, other, run, how do I say this without getting demonetized? They run a house of ladies of the night. And in this house of ladies of the night, a lot of government officials frequent the establishment in order to, get night-like with the ladies. They also realize at dinner that all of them have been getting blackmailed for quite some time. And the person who has been blackmailing them is Mr. Body. He is the last guest to arrive. He arrives during dinner. Now, the butler, Wadsworth, he has called the police and they will be here in 45 minutes to arrest Mr. Body. But Mr. Body threatens to expose all of the house guests' secrets if he is arrested. So, as a counterpoint, he provides all of the guests with their own weapon: a candlestick, rope, a lead pipe, a wrench, a revolver, and a dagger. And he gives them to all of the guests, and he suggests that someone kill the butler Wadsworth before the cops arrive. He turns out the lights for someone to do the deed, and boom, a gunshot rings out, the lights come back on, and it is not Mr. Wadsworth, the butler, who is dead. No, Mr. Body is on the ground, dead. They start to argue amongst themselves which of them killed Mr. Body, and then they hear screaming coming from the other room. They all rush to find out who's screaming, and that is where we hit pause. The mystery that my contestants are trying to solve is who killed Mr. Body. Who done it? Each of my contestants have some interesting theories, and all of them will lock in an official guess for who they think did it. So why don't we jump in and see what Jonathan has to say. All right, Jonathan. We have just hit pause at the 30-minute mark. So far, you've learned, I feel like, quite a lot. You've been using your notebook?
I'm using my notebook.
Okay.
Mostly to draw Tim Curry.
It's a pretty good, can we punch in on that? That's pretty, I don't know why I said, can I? I know I can. So, what I need from you, we know that there's been a death. Do you remember who died?
Mr. Body.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to remember.
Yep, because he's the body now.
Yep.
Who done it?
So I have a person I locked in
Okay.
before the movie started.
Oh, okay. So before the movie started, you wanted to throw a Hail Mary
I
pass.
wrote it down. It said early vote. I had 2 early votes. They wound up being the same person.
Oh, okay.
So I said Butler because it's kind of a trope,
Butler
right?
is a trope, yeah.
Butler and or Tim Curry.
Because you knew Tim Curry was
I
in
just
the
knew
movie.
he was in it. So then all of a sudden, the first person we see is Tim Curry as the Butler, and I thought, well, this.
It's perfect.
It's great, but it's too perfect, maybe. So I
Okay.
put might be too obvious. Now I, for a moment, thought, well, maybe we have a couple red herrings happening. Mrs. Ho when she had the knife,
Yep,
you
the
know,
cook.
the cook, and so
Mrs. Ho.
yeah, and so, however, when Mrs. White said, my husband just lays around on his back all day. At first, I thought, oh, this is coming back. This is coming back, and then she reveals pretty quickly that her husband died
husband
and
is
was
dead,
decapitated or whatever.
Yes.
So there were a lot of things going on. The bones being thrown to the dogs. My first thought was, these are body parts. These are body parts.
That's
and
a
they're
fun
being
theory.
thrown by the butler, right?
Right.
So, but why would they nickname Mr. Body Mr. Body
Oh.
unless they knew that was the guy who was going to die?
Okay.
I'm going to hold strong on. Actually, I'm changing my mind. Hold on.
Hey, that's
hold
right.
on.
It's not
I'm
locked in until you say it right
I was
now.
about to lock in Tim Curry, but I think that Yvette the maid is an interesting pick.
Okay.
Because she screams from the other room, and this is just coming to me literally right now.
Yeah.
She screams from the other room. They said someone tried to grab the gun from Mr. Plum, and it was a fight. I don't think that Yvette would have been able to fight him.
Okay.
And I think that Yvette was already out of the room, quote unquote. We already know that there's a secret door right there in that room that's like the shelves that they like where they locked
We
them
saw
in.
where someone walked
so
in.
it
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
me think that there's going to be potentially other passages. Maybe
Like in the board game.
Yep, maybe Mrs. Yvette. I'm just respectful of
maid.
maids. You know.
Yeah. Right.
I think Yvette right now went in under the cover of darkness, shoots
Okay.
with a different gun.
Ooh. But there
Oh
was
no
bullet holes
no
on the
bullet
body.
hole. Yeah, so not shoots with a different gun. I think that she gave him a little jab.
Oh,
A little-
stabbed him or something?
No, like a little.
Oh, a needle.
A needle. I think it was a needle.
Okay.
I'm coming
So
up.
You're locking in the maid.
I'm locking in the maid right now.
Okay, I like how you put your voice down so that the people couldn't hear his pick. He told me before we started recording this part, he was like, I don't want them to know.
I'm locking in the maid. I don't want them to know I'm cooking right now.
No, I think that's a great theory. So you're locking in the maid.
Yeah, I think all of the characters are too obvious right now, and I think the fact that they nicknamed him Mr. Body means that in their own twisted game, whoever's running this,
So the host of the party.
I think it's potentially 2 or 3 people. I don't think it might. I think that it might be a collective of people doing this.
Okay.
Either that or Mr. Body isn't dead and
Okay.
is faking like slow to heart or something like that to see what
that's a
these
fun
people are
theory,
made of. But I'm going to lock in that Yvette is at least involved, might be the murderer. You heard it here.
All right. So Jonathan is locking in Yvette the maid for the first 30 minutes of Clue.
I was really panicking there too.
Yeah, you were like, oh, God, yeah. Hey, man, it's not that much of a high stress.
No, it is. It is.
Jonathan is off to a hot start. In fact, we will later learn that he is correct. Mr. Body was faking his death the first time. He also correctly predicted the use of secret passageways. And there's one more thing that he pretty much nails, but we will get into that later. So why don't we go and see who Shama is locking in as his guess. Shama. You've seen the first 30 minutes of the movie Clue. Do you remember who's dead?
The butler is dead. Mr. Wadsworth.
No, Mr. Body is dead. The
Mr.
butler's still
Body,
alive.
yes, Mr. Body is dead. Shoot,
It is a lot to
my
learn.
bad.
It was
Okay.
very quick.
Mr. Body is dead. The butler is alive, yes, because he was orchestrating what was going on with everybody else.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
I need one thing. You got to lock in who you think did it and why.
Okay, everybody, all the guests have weird quirks. Okay, like Mr. Green sat when the butler said sit while talking to the dogs. That's weird. The maid, yes. The guy with the mustache, sure. Colonel Mustard.
Are these just your opinions on them?
I'm gonna say Mr. Green. Mr. Green had the metal pipe thing.
Okay.
And we heard a thump.
Right.
We heard a thump when the lights cut out.
Because the big thing is that there's not a gunshot wound.
It's not a gunshot
the gun
wound.
did go off.
It did go off, but looked like it went into the wall. So we heard a thump. Who else had a thump?
We had a candlestick.
A candlestick. Okay.
There's a wrench.
Who had the wrench?
I don't remember.
I think it was the lady with who had the lace. Was that her?
Yeah,
that was
Mrs.
Miss White. Okay. Why would Miss White? Between Miss White and Mr.
So far, your theories of who you think is the killer is based on what murder weapons were available at the time.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea of motive? Like who would have? I mean, they all kind of have motive because we just found out that he was blackmailing.
He
all
was
of them.
blackmailing everybody. Okay. They wanted to stop the blackmail. Who was the lady who had all the money and her husband?
Which one? Mrs. Peacock is the one who was bribing people.
And Miss Peacock, do we know what gift she got?
I don't off the top of my head.
Okay.
But also I don't think I can help that
Miss
much.
Peacock looks like she would have the greatest motive.
Okay. To protect her husband and herself.
Yes, because she seemed like she would have her husband works in high government.
Yeah. And they all work in government in some capacity too.
Yes. Okay.
It's not so easy, huh?
It's not easy. I'm watching you on YouTube. I'm thinking I could do that. Now I'm 30 minutes into this movie and I'm rethinking it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock in Mr. Green.
Okay. You brought up the fact that he sat down when
Yeah, he seems to be like some type of like a sleeper agent.
Okay. I like that.
Something's off about it.
So you just get weird vibes from him, so you're locking him in.
Yeah.
And he also had the lead pipe.
He had the lead pipe.
And you feel like that was how Mr. Body was killed.
That felt right. There was
That's
a
solid.
thump.
That's a solid theory.
You've watched the movie though, right?
Yeah, I've seen it several times. Yeah.
Okay. Have you? Did you watch it for this video, or you?
Oh no, I've seen it before this video. That's why I did the competition thing instead of me trying to solve it. Yeah. But I'm letting you know right now, I wouldn't you're on the same track I would be on right now.
Okay. Just based on so there's not more information in the first 30 minutes than I have right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, you're doing good.
Shama feels like the vibes of Mr. Green. The vibes are off for this guy. Shama actually calls him a sleeper agent. Now, this is a good time for me to reveal to you guys what the big twist of this movie is. There are actually multiple endings to the mystery. When the movie was first released, much like the board game, there's multiple endings. It's someone different who wins every time. There's a different killer, there's a different weapon, there's a different room. So, to kind of play on that, the movie created 3 different endings, 3 different reveals, and depending on which movie theater you went to, you would see the movie with a different ending. And to make things fair for my friends/contestants, if they manage to get 1 or 2 or all 3 endings correct, it will count as a win. All they have to do is get at least 1. And one thing that Shama says, which is Mr. Green feels like a sleeper agent, is actually true for one of the 3 endings. In one of the endings, Mr. Green is an undercover FBI agent. So, let's jump back in and find out who Bran thinks the killer is. All right, Bran, we just watched the first 30 minutes of the movie Clue.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for you because you also watch movies for a living and TV shows for a living.
Different
kinds. You watch Hallmark, but you watch a lot of Hallmark mysteries.
Yeah. These are different though. This feels like a good mystery.
This is a good mystery.
Hallmark mysteries aren't that.
All right. So what I need from you is you have to lock in who you think. First, let me ask you this because not everybody's able to remember everything. Do you remember who died?
I do. Mr. Body.
Mr. Body is dead.
I mean, a little on the nose, but yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Body is dead. You're locking in who do you think killed Mr. Body?
So, part of me kind of I've been on your program before.
Yes, you have. Yes.
Fool me once.
Oh, so this is just an episode of Scooby-Doo.
I think it's Scooby-Doo. No,
the movie we're watching.
the interesting thing about Mr. Body, although there is weapon on the ground,
Yes,
right?
there's a lot of weapons. Yeah,
there's a lot of weapons on the ground. I don't see any blood yet.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Could this be a Saw thing, right? Have you seen Saw?
I have, yeah.
Where at the end of the movie, Mr. Body...
Spoiler alert.
Mr. Body stands up, applauds them, does a whole thing.
He's not
right?
actually dead.
He's
is
not
what you're
actually
saying.
dead.
I think that's a great theory.
But to answer your question, I think that this is a little on the nose, but I think the butler, Wadsworth,
The classic trope of the butler did it.
Yeah, it does. But I don't know where that
You don't know
comes
why
from.
so
right?
you're saying maybe
Like
this was the origin of the
maybe
trope?
this is the origin of the trope.
I think that's a
the
great-
butler did it. So, and he just, it's not a, maybe it's a red herring. Maybe it's a red boy that,
boy.
that, maybe it's a red boy that Mr. Body dies right after he says, hey, whoever killed Wadsworth first, like,
Good job picking up on that. Because then when the lights come up
Right.
on, he's not
ironically,
dead.
yes.
It's Mr. Body that's
So, that could be, something that they want you to clue in on.
dead. Oh!
But for the sake of a easy first guess, because I don't really have enough
Yeah, it's only the first 30 minutes
about
of
the other
movie.
people, aside from, some people are a little frisky and some people
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm going to lock in. My real guess is he's not dead. But
Okay.
for the sake of what you're asking, I am going to accuse Wadsworth.
The butler.
Yes. And maybe I'm out thinking the room because I know who you
No,
are.
I think that's a great way to go about this.
Okay.
I do. So you're locking in formally
formally,
the butler.
I'm locking
Mr.
in
Wadsworth.
the butler.
However, you think that he's not
I
actually
want
dead.
it on the record now. I want to get ahead of this.
Well, I'll let you know, since you put it on the record, if that is true,
Yep.
I will give you that win, even though it's not your official locked in.
Boom.
I think you're doing great.
Boom, boom,
job.
boom.
Brand makes a great prediction, just like Jonathan did. He says that he thinks that Mr. Body is not actually dead. Now, while it is true that Mr. Body is not dead at this moment, he will be dead later on. And Brand's official locked-in pick is that Wadsworth, the butler, is the killer. We've gotten 3 locked-in picks so far, and each one has been different from the other. So I'm very curious to see who PD is going to be locking in. Let's go find out. All right, PD.
Let me make sure you can see Charlie.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're on this cam. We're not on those cams.
Oh, yeah. So I was looking at where I'm used to looking.
Okay, PD, we've watched the first 30 minutes of the movie Clue. What I need from you, well, before I even get to that, do you remember who died?
Yes, Jeremy Renner guy. I forgot what his name
Mr.
was.
Body.
Mr. Body.
Is dead.
Yeah, I would expect Mr. Body to be a little bit more jacked, but
Oh, so you took, because that's very funny, because the other guys were like, oh, it makes sense that he's dead because he's the body.
I was thinking
But you were
he doesn't
thinking-
look like Jesse Ventura.
Jesse the body. That's a reference. Oh, man. Okay, what I need from you is who do you think killed him or done it, who done it, and why?
This is gonna be brief because I locked in on something super early.
Oh, okay, well, this is very exciting.
Okay, so it's gonna be Colonel Mustache
Colonel Mustache, Colonel Mustard. Okay, why did you lock in on that made you so sure it was him?
because he was the first guest there. He was very punctual. I do not trust somebody who gets to a party first.
So you think that maybe the reason that he got there first is because he's already been there and he's the host or whatever?
Or I just feel like the kind of person who gets to something first is somebody who could stab you in the back, literally or figuratively.
So, in the first 30 minutes, you were like, all right, he was first. I'm locking in him.
Yep.
I love it.
I'm
I
not
think you're
going
onto
to be
something.
stupid like Jonathan and be
And
like, oh, wait, no,
overanalyze.
what am I doing?
Very funny that you knew that he did that.
I just had a feeling. He was in here longer than anybody else.
So you're just not going to overcomplicate. You're not going to overthink it. You think he was suspicious for being the first one arrived.
Yep.
That's your locked in pick.
That's it.
Awesome.
Everybody else is more like a red herring. Would you like to explain what a red herring is? I know your
That I
audience.
already have in this video at some point.
Do it again. Your audience never gets enough of it. I've seen the comments.
A red herring.
Is obviously a storytelling device used in mysteries that is used to misdirect the audience from the actual killer. So while we're looking at the obvious suspect, the real killer is hiding in the background.
You're saying that all of the people are very suspicious. Those are red
Yeah.
herrings. You're going to just pick Colonel Mustard.
Exactly.
I think that's a great locked-in pick. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you. And audience, you're welcome for getting him to do the red herring bit again.
PD locks in Colonel Mustard based on the fact that he was the first guest to arrive. And while PD is kind of playing around saying that he just doesn't trust anyone who is that punctual to a party, I do think it's a pretty good theory to lock in the person who arrives first, the character that we are introduced to first. Just because psychologically we tend to remember the first character introduced to us in a story more than the second, third, or fourth. And there is solid logic in his theory that the other characters are a bit too suspicious. He wants to pick someone who's kind of hanging out in the background. Let's go jump back in and keep watching the movie.
Come back to the study with us.
There is safety in numbers.
The next timestamp where we hit pause at the movie is the 1 hour and 8 minute mark. Now, the movie is only 90 minutes long, and the last 30 minutes of the movie is the big reveal. So this is the last chance that our contestants will have to lock in the correct guess for who they think did it. Will any of these 4 contestants solve it? Will more than one of them figure it out? Or will none of them succeed? There's only one way to find out. But before we hear their locked in picks, let's give a quick rundown for what has happened in the last 30 minutes of the movie. If you remember, the last time we hit pause, they had heard screaming in another room, so the characters go to find out who is screaming. It turns out to be Yvette, the maid. She had been listening to the conversation happening in the other room and started screaming when she found out that someone was dead and that there was a killer in the house. The group immediately suspects the cook, Mrs. Ho, because she is the only one that was not with them. They go and visit the kitchen where they find her dead. Then they find that Mr. Body is dead again, which lets them know that the first time he was not actually dead. A guy whose car breaks down out on the road, he comes up to the house and rings the doorbell asking to use the phone. So they lock him up in the lounge where the phone is, and then they proceed to split up into pairs and start searching the house for the killer. While this is going on, we, the audience, not the characters, we see someone, but we can't see who it is, has burned all of the blackmail evidence, unlocks the cabinet where all of the weapons have been locked up, and then kills the guy who asked to use the phone. And they killed that guy who was in the lounge by using a secret passageway. Everyone is freaking out, and that's when a cop shows up at the door. He noticed the broken down car and decided to come up to the house to see if the stranded motorist had come to ask for help. While inside, the cop asks to use the phone, and right before he's about to pick up the phone to ring someone up, the phone starts ringing. And that call is from J. Edgar Hoover. That was the head of the FBI at the time. Now, this is a big clue. They then distract the cop and conceal the dead bodies. They then continue searching the house for the killer until someone turns off the electricity. In the darkness, Yvette, the maid, the cop, and a singing telegram who showed up at the door are all murdered with a rope, a pipe, and a revolver. That means that we are up to 6 total dead bodies. Wadsworth manages to get the lights turned back on, and he tells everyone, I know who the killer is. And that is where we hit pause. Our 4 contestants now have every piece of evidence that they need to solve the mystery. So let's go find out who they're locking in. I'm trying to do like a who's the guy that hosted American Idol? Ryan Seacrest. I'm trying to do like a Ryan Seacrest thing. Like, let's find out who they're locking in. I don't know. Is it playing? You guys let me know. We're going to start with Bran this time. Bran, we are officially 1 hour and 8 minutes into Clue. This is the last time that you will get to lock in a prediction before we get the reveal.
I feel like I should get one more turn.
Well, we're about to get the reveal. So.
Okay.
All right. So last time, who did you lock in?
I locked in the butler or that Mr. Body's not dead.
Which, how did you feel about that second part after what we've seen?
I think he might be dead. Unless none of the other 5 folks who have been killed since are dead.
Right. Yeah, so there are 6 total people dead now.
Yes.
The big question is who done it? Who were you locking in for your final prediction of who killed everyone?
Here's my thing. To me, it is either one of 2 possibilities.
Let's hear them. Let's hear the theories.
1, the butler.
Right, so you still feel good about Wadsworth.
2, everyone else together, Orient Express style.
Oh, okay. So so your 2 theories are either it's Wadsworth the butler
Yes.
or everyone was in on it.
Everyone was in on it except for the butler. Like all of the guests, you know?
So you either have just the butler did it,
Right.
or everyone except for the butler did it.
Yeah, because I think they set up, there's a lot of conversation early on
Yes.
that would lead you to believe that the butler is not in the same grouping as the other people. He called the party, all this stuff, right?
Yes.
And so I think the most likely thing, I don't know. I kind of like all of them working together on it,
Okay, except for the butler.
except for the butler, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Like
because they were all being blackmailed
Yes.
by Mr. Body.
yes, perhaps felt like Mr. Body and anybody who worked for him is bad. So, killing the maid makes sense, right?
Fair.
And then everybody else who's kind of stumbled into this
Okay.
it has to be killed because we got to,
witnesses or
No
whatever.
witnesses.
Yeah, that all lines up. That feels good.
I'm going murder on the Orient Express style. Everybody's
Yeah.
in on it except for the butler. That's what I'm
That's
doing.
what you're
here.
locking in
I
officially?
think so. I think it makes
That's
the
a
most
fun-
sense.
That's a fun theory. and
Because
I
it's
like
the
it.
only way that, we've in the last hour, however long, 45 minutes,
Yeah.
we've seen there's a lot of secret passageways, right?
Yes, lots.
To
and lots.
make it plausible for one person to have done all of these murders.
Yes.
But I still think the most likely thing is that everybody has not
Played a part.
Everybody's played a part.
Okay. Well, if that's what you're locking in, I like it.
Does it make any sense? Hold on.
Oh.
Does it make sense for people to be responding the way that they're responding when they are
In on it?
maybe everybody's in on it, but they don't know that they're all in on it?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so here's what I mean. So they're sneaking around the house, right?
Yeah.
And they're all playing up how scared they are, right?
Right.
That wouldn't make sense.
Oh, so you're saying, okay, I think I know what you mean. You're saying they're all in on it, but they're not in on it together. They're just, each one is doing different things.
Yeah.
Unaware
Yes.
that the other people, okay.
That's what I'm gonna lock that in, as convoluted and confusing as that is, because it's the only way to explain how all these people have died, why they're all acting so weird around each other, even when the butler's not around.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna.
Because if the butler wasn't in on it and
They
all
would be
were,
having conversations with each other, like,
you're
"Hey, it's all going according
let's
to
kill
plan,
the butler
right?"
next. Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. I like that.
I'm gonna lock it in. Everybody's in on it, but no one's in on it.
I think that's an awesome theory. All right, let's get back to the
Do you
movie.
think I'm overthinking this because of my last Scooby-Doo situation? Do you think you've scarred me?
No, I think because Clue is very complicated, but it's also a comedy.
Yeah.
And so I think that you are going about it in the right way.
Okay, great.
Brand's final locked-in theory is that everyone is a killer except for the butler. Do you think he's right? Could Brand be our winner? We'll find out soon, but first, let's go see who Shama locked in. You feeling stumped?
I'm feeling. Can I just say? I'm more confused than I was after watching the first 30 minutes.
A lot has happened. I mean, that's the whole thing about Clue, is it's a comedy.
Okay.
It's very complicated. It's very convoluted on purpose.
Yes.
It's not a straightforward mystery. So I think, don't feel dumb. You're doing good.
Well, I didn't take any notes. I don't know why I brought this. I was like,
watching.
at this time, I was like, let me just lock in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my theory.
So last time you locked in.
I locked in Mr. Green.
You locked in Mr. Green.
Yes.
Because you just felt like
I just thought the vibes were off about it.
Okay. Do you still feel that way?
I still.
6 people are dead now, not just one.
6 people are dead. I think it still is Mr. Green because
Okay.
when him and the girl Miss Yvette split up.
Okay.
And for some odd reason, they were not together when she was strangled.
That is a really great observation.
Which they should have been together. That was the whole idea.
Because they were
pairing
a
up.
duo. So where was he when she got strangled? I think that's a really great observation.
Okay. And then also, now it makes sense with the painting opening, right? What else?
You didn't take
I got
notes.
so many theories.
What are some of your other theories? Because this is the last chance that you have to lock in before we get the reveal.
Is it bad that since I locked in on him, I just have not picked up on anybody else?
Just really tried to watch to see what
Because I've thought about other people. And I'm like, well, what did that other person do? And I'm like, it can't be the new guy who came in. It can't be the cop.
Right.
The door was miraculously open. So I thought, okay,
Which
maybe
you
it's
picked
the
up on that
butler.
while we were watching it.
Maybe it was the butler because who locked the door first?
The butler.
He locked the front door? He locked the front door to the house.
Yes. He locked everybody inside and said the police will be getting here in 45 minutes.
Okay. So I think it's torn between the butler and Mr. Green. Because also the butler also opened. He had the key to the cabinet.
Remember, he threw that outside.
Allegedly, I mean,
we watched
we
it.
know.
We watched the key clink off the sidewalk into the thing.
How do we know that was the same key?
Exactly. There could be another key. I will give you this. I'm not really supposed to be helping you guys, but when he went to when the butler locked the front door.
Yes.
At the beginning, but then remember later when they're trying to get into one of the rooms and he's like, I don't have the key.
Yes.
Which means someone could have taken it from him, or he could have been lying.
Okay. I'm gonna lock in Mr. Green. Final answer.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I think that's a fun theory. I'm very excited.
Okay. Did I miss something?
No, I think you actually picked up on two big things that other people didn't. You picking up on the fact that they're supposed to be together when she died was very strong observation.
Man, I feel dumb.
Dude, imagine how I feel. Because I my track record watching movies and trying to solve them, I think I maybe have gotten one or two.
Okay.
Now, Shama picked up on two things that are very smart. The big observation that he saw was that Mr. Green was not with Yvette, the maid, like he was supposed to when she was murdered. That's why they split off in pairs so that something like this didn't happen. Shama actually sticks to his guns and locks in the same person that he locked in last time, which is Mr. Green. Do you think he's right? Is Shama the winner of the entire challenge? We'll find out, but first, let's see who PD's locking in. PD's back.
I'm back.
We've watched 1 hour and 8 minutes of the movie. Last time you locked in, was it Colonel Mustard?
Colonel Mustache.
Colonel Mustache.
Mustard.
And you locked him in because you felt like everybody else was too much big red herrings.
Yes.
Do you still feel that way, or are you going to change it up?
I have a lot of evidence as to why I think it is Mr. Mustache.
Oh, so you're doubling down on Mr. Mustard.
I am for now. So, but this is the last chance I get.
This is your last shot at locking it
all right,
in
we'll
before
see.
the reveal.
So he referred to his mom and dad as mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
Earlier in the film. He deflects blame when they found Miss Ho dead with the knife in her back.
Mrs. Ho, the cook.
He's the one who suggests they split into pairs.
Okay.
The weapon used to kill, I forgot who it was, but it was the same weapon he was holding.
Okay.
When they got all the boxes.
Because 6 people are dead as of now.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which murder that was, but it was
the maid was hung.
It was after all the stuff was locked up. The first weapon used was the one that he received in the box.
The wrench.
The wrench, yes. Okay. So I have a lot of reasons, but all the reasons are making me think I'm wrong. So green dress lady. That's what we're locking in.
Green dress lady?
What's her name?
I'm trying to remember who's wearing the green dress.
Like red hair?
Scarlet?
Scarlet.
Let me double check that before.
I was like,
this lady?
Yep, her. I was
okay,
like,
so you're locking in Scarlet.
Yeah, I was thinking I have two.
Why?
Because I was like, I have too many reasons why it could be Mustache. I need to pivot. I think she could be a murderer just based off her vibe.
So you felt like because there was so much evidence pointing to Colonel Mustard that he must be a red herring. So you're going to pick someone in the back.
Would you like to explain what those are?
No. No, I don't. So what's very interesting is you and Shama both did the same thing where you guys, not locked in the same people, but you both after you locked in someone after the first 30 minutes, you just spent the rest of the time watching the movie, watching that character to try to show that you were right. But then you decided to just throw that away, and you're just going to go random pick.
Yeah, I'm going off 5s.
Scarlet. So you were officially locking in Scarlet.
Yep.
All right. I think that's a really fun theory. PD locks in Scarlet as his final pick, which is very funny. It was very, very silly of him to lay out a bunch of evidence on why he thinks Colonel Mustard was the killer. And then he was just like, yeah, but I think it's gonna be Scarlet. And once again, even though he's kind of goofing off, I do think he has a smart strategy in throwing away anyone that could be suspicious and just picking someone in the background. So will PD get the win with this random accusation against Miss Scarlet? We'll find out. But first, who is Jonathan locking in? I know you're very excited because as we were watching the movie, you were really into it, and I have high hopes for you.
Okay.
So, real quick, we're an hour and 8 minutes into the movie.
Yep.
Last time, who did you lock in?
I locked in the maid.
Last time you locked in Yvette, the maid.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue that?
Okay. I'm gonna whisper.
You're the last one to, as of record, you're the last one to.
Right, but I don't want them to hear this ahead of time, you know.
Ahead of what? We're about to get the review.
I know, but and so this is my last guess.
Yeah, this is the very last time you get to lock in a pick before we get the review.
Okay. I do. So first of all, Yvette is absent.
She's dead now.
So much. But in general, you would look in the room and you'd be like, Yvette's not here.
Very interesting. So she's not in the framing of.
She's not in the framing, or really she's gone, or when they're focusing on someone else, And at one point, when I'm really, really sure of it, she goes downstairs and she says, "They fell for it," or whatever she says. Now here. I'm gonna show you this.
She's as for reference, she's talking to the person right before she is killed.
All right. I've got to find this. I have a note in my thing.
Yes.
Maid absent, fake accent.
Oh, so you think her very obnoxious French accent?
It is. When she went in the room, she dropped it.
Good catch.
So
man.
First of all, I was like, she's totally faking this.
That's a very good catch.
So what I think though, if I'm going to guess, is that she is involved.
Okay.
And remained involved. I think that it's going to be multiple people easily.
So multiple people are the
and
killers.
I think that, first of all, it has to be people that know this place because of the fact that I wrote down that the butler keeps locking doors behind people. Right. Like this. Yeah. Then I started charting where the secret passages were going to and from. Right. Fireplace secret tunnel goes to the garden or whatever.
Okay, the conservatory.
And then the study is what's going to the kitchen.
Yes.
Yvette was found in the study. I think she really did kill the cook, and then she ran and dropped her in that freezer where the door was.
All right.
So, but I think the butler's in on it. I think the maid is in on it. And I think one other person might be in on this.
But you don't have a pick?
I think that it is going to be, what is her name?
And just to clarify, so you think multiple people are in on it?
Yeah.
Working together?
I think that they are I don't know that they are working together.
But there's 3 different killers.
I think that there are. I think there's 3 or 4. Killers.
So there's several killers. And then just to clarify again, because you're locking in Yvette.
I don't know.
Yvette is now dead. So you're saying that she was in on it, but then someone else killed her.
I think she was in on it, but then someone else killed her, and she said, "Oh, it's you."
So it made her think like it was her accomplice?
Well, no, it makes me think that she didn't know, obviously, who the other person she was working with was. She went in to talk, but then when she went in to talk, it wasn't that person. It was someone else. And they said, "Oh, it's you." And then they killed her. So I think it's 3 people doing killing around here, 2 of which are working together. One of them is rogue.
Separately. Very cool. So you're going to be locking in Yvette?
I think it's Yvette. I think that the butler might be in on it some. And then I think that it's going to be, well, okay. I'm sorry. I'm really going out of hand here.
I think that because you've done so much detailed work in your investigation, you deserve to be.
Thank you. So I think it's Yvette, Wadsworth, and then Oh, dude, I'm just charting this out here. I don't think it's Mr. Green. I don't think that it's Professor Plum.
All right, there's also Colonel Mustard.
Right. There's Colonel Mustard. I think it's Colonel Mustard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of because he was also, I think he's the former boss of the guy who got killed.
That came to use the phone. He said, my former boss.
Yeah, because it was a photo of Colonel Mustard and another guy that got burned, then all the tapes. So I think, though, that the connection is that Colonel Mustard and then Yvette was working maybe with the other person.
Butler, because you locked in the butler.
The butler. Okay. And then when she walks in expecting the butler, it's Colonel Mustard. He kills her. But they're all killing people. You know?
But you're saying the maid and the butler, Yvette and Wadsworth, are working together. And then Colonel Mustard, why did I make that hand gesture? Colonel Mustard is independently also killing people.
Yes, I'm not one. If I'm being real, I don't know that it's 100% like all independent. Like it may be that it's like a whole group of people.
Okay.
But I truthfully think there is not just one killer, and I don't think that it's just one motive happening.
Okay.
But that, as far as I can tell, it seems to be 3 players in the game, potentially 4, but Mr. Body died a second time. Yeah. I think he faked his death the first time to get information rolling with the others. Then he got up and then he was killed in a passageway and died.
Yeah, I think you're on a great track, man. Awesome theories. We're about to go watch the reveal. Yeah, I got all that. I know what you mean. You are officially locking in Yvette, the butler, and Colonel Mustard.
Yeah.
Independently, but also maybe working together. I totally get it.
They're killer, I would say.
Yep. All right. Well,
dang, I don't know.
Jonathan locks in 3 different killers. He locks in Yvette the maid, who he says is working with the butler, Wadsworth. That's number 2. And then, independently from those 2, Colonel Mustard is also a killer. Now, out of the 4 contestants, I think that Jonathan has done the best job of actually locking in on the clues that have been laid out in the movie for us to pick up on in order to try to solve it. But will that be enough to win him the game? Which of these 4 contestants will take home the win? Let's find out right after these messages. No, I'm joking. I don't have a sponsor for this, which is too bad, because if I had a sponsor for this, then I could have done like an actual like $100,000 prize, you know? I mean, I don't think a sponsor would give me $100,000, but I mean, they do it for Mr. Beast. And I mean, are my eyes as soulless as his? Anyway, we went back into the viewing room and I revealed the big twist to the contestants. The fact that there are 3 different reveals.
There's a twist, as there always is. The movie Clue does not have a traditional reveal. It's all Scooby-Doo. No, I'm just there are 3 different reveals in this movie. The way that this is going to work.
Does that mean multiple people can be right?
That means multiple people can be right.
So there isn't a right.
There are 3 right answers.
There are 3 right answers.
Yes.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah. And we're about to watch that right now.
Well, now I'm going to feel like an idiot if I couldn't.
All right, everyone, if you haven't seen the movie, here are the 3 different endings. In ending number 1, Yvette the maid murdered the cook and Mr. Body, but she killed them on the orders of Miss Scarlet. Scarlet then killed all of the rest of the victims. We also find out that Wadsworth is an undercover FBI agent. What this means is that Scarlet is the mastermind behind all of these killings, but she had her employee, Yvette, commit 2 of the murders for her.
I thought it was 3 different killers.
Okay. What's crazy though is you nailed almost all of the plot points.
I was there the whole time.
Now, Jonathan locked in almost this exact same theory, but with one big difference. He locked in that Yvette was working with the butler, Wadsworth. He did not lock in that she was working with Scarlet. He also added a 3rd killer in Colonel Mustard. So even though Jonathan was all over guessing this particular ending, it is not quite enough. PD, however, locked in Miss Scarlet.
PD locked in Scarlet. So technically,
Pat myself on the back. Actually, let me grok spike my notebook.
And while he didn't mention her having help from a different character to help her commit all of the killings, he is correct that Scarlet is the killer and the mastermind behind all of the killings. I think that means that PD is our first winner of the game. But we still have 2 more endings. Will someone else win one of those and join PD in the winner's circle? We'll find out right after these messages. Again, I'm just joking, there's no messages.
The kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Ending number 2, Mrs. Peacock killed all of the victims to help conceal her taking bribes from foreign powers. We also find out in this ending that Wadsworth is a secret FBI undercover agent. Nobody locked in Mrs. Peacock.
Mrs. Peacock did all of it. Also, for bonus points, the butler's an undercover.
No, well, they still said Yvette did it. Because
yeah, but
don't take it.
you didn't lock in Miss Peacock. So, no winners this round.
Yeah. Feels lonely at the top.
Ending number 3. They all did it.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
What we find out in this ending is that apart from Mr. Green, every single one of our guests killed someone at some point. Professor Plum missed Mr. Body with the pistol the first time, but later killed him in the hall with the candlestick. Mrs. Peacock stabbed the cook with the knife. Colonel Mustard bludgeoned the stranded motorist with the wrench. Mrs. White throttled Yvette the maid with the rope because Yvette had an affair with her husband, who she also killed. Miss Scarlet clubbed the cop with the lead pipe. Wadsworth reveals that he shot the singing telegram girl with the revolver. He also reveals that he's actually Mr. Body, and that Mr. Body that we saw was actually Wadsworth's butler. Mr. Green kills Wadsworth and reveals himself to be a secret undercover FBI agent.
Jonathan, I'm sad to report, that's not what you locked in.
That's not what I said.
It is what Bran locked in.
Bran was all over getting this ending correct. And what's interesting is that he kind of mashed together 2 different endings into one theory. He locked in that he thought that they were all killers except for the butler Wadsworth. And what's fascinating is that in the first ending, Wadsworth is revealed to be an undercover cop, which that would go with Bran's theory that he is the only one who is innocent. And in the third ending, it's revealed that everyone is a killer except for Mr. Green.
That's not exactly what I locked.
You locked in that a bunch of people did it, not together, like separately, which
That's what I
is
said.
technically what happened.
Where I think I lose it, though, is I said everybody did it, but apart except for the butler.
Right.
So clearly, I didn't fully get it.
I blocked in somebody who murdered in multiple scenarios.
So Bran was like really close to getting at least one of those. If he would have locked in everyone's a killer except for Mr. Green, he nailed it spot on. However, he locked in that everyone's a killer except for Wadsworth, which in the other 2 endings, he is the undercover agent and he is the only innocent one. You know, only being quotations. So sadly, Bran missed it by just a hair.
I think PD was the closest all around. He's the winner. And second place.
I love movies.
Movies are good.
Great job. PD gets to pick my YouTube banner.
You know what it's gonna be?
Right this.
I think it's gonna be Charlie XCX.
PD is officially the winner of this game, which means that he will be picking my YouTube banner for the next 30 days, and he wins $100,000. Again, I'm just kidding. This is fake money. In fact, it's pretty wild of me to spend real money on a stack of fake money. Big thanks to our contestants, Shama, Brand, PD, and Jonathan. Special thanks to BrambleJam for letting me use their studio to record this video. And special thanks to Robert, who edited this video. Brand, PD, Jonathan, and I all have a Survivor and Big Brother podcast called Making the Merge. There's a link down below. Also, Shama is a very talented comedian. You can follow him, link down below. Thank you guys for watching. Well, this was fun. Okay. Cool.